based on what we know and what we don't know, do we change what we do? We sell everything, buy everything? What are we doing?
No, in fact, I think already the results that we're seeing, it doesn't look like the Republican sweep that a lot of the GOP had hoped for. So I think if anything, we're still more up in the air. As the results come in, if they do at least control the House, I think that it's certainly a little bit of a help for energy, but that's already been doing better. So it's not like you need to drastically change your strategy. I think it's just going to be somewhat a relief to investors that a divided House would at least be a little slower in creating some of these policies that have been heavily against some of the energy and conglomerates. So nothing major, and certainly no big takeaways for today, or at least as of this morning.
Yeah, and we probably just get stasis for the next 2 years, right? We start the presidential election cycle probably tomorrow, which stinks, but that's the way it works now. It's just permanent electioneering. That said, Aaron, we had a beautiful run-up in October. I mean, was that kind of the move that we might have expected after some sort of change in Congress? It felt somewhat political.
Yeah, I think so. I think stasis is actually good. If anything, people are happy with the status quo. We've kind of constantly been having to adjust to new plans, government spending, how is this going to impact the economy and the different industries. So stasis just means we have a little less to analyze. And so I think October has been good. I think another thing that people are looking at, obviously, just like you mentioned, is the CPI report coming out tomorrow. Though it has been a surprise for many months. It has been in the decline since June. So if we can really get that coming back down, anything below 8%, I think would be sort of a sigh of relief for the consumer, as well as for what the Fed's going to do. So I think that is really going to be the most important number coming out of the week on top of the midterm elections. But we've still been a bit risk off. So I don't think you need to change any of your strategies dramatically. I don't see any trends immediately changing just because it's November yet.
All right. Well, I get this brilliant tease where I said, it's a stock that Aaron Gibbs loves right now. Sort of, it doesn't really probably matter healthcare in the short term, what happens in Congress, right? Because a name like United Health, you think is just going to probably keep printing money.
Yes. So though healthcare isn't one of our absolute favorite sectors, managed healthcare has been doing extremely well, and United Healthcare is by far and away one of your best bets within the area. So obviously, it's a much more long-term type of strategy. Obviously, people need that managed healthcare, and always it's still important whether COVID is here or not. It's just one of those companies that's just been really great at increasing profits, very stable. So it's your nice, stable company that isn't highly valued. Valuations are not expanding. And we're actually seeing improved profits rather than declining, which we are seeing for a lot of other sectors.
And outside of that, you kind of said it at the top, just to reiterate, energy's been working. You're sticking with what's working, even though it's had these huge run-ups. I mean, Occidental has doubled, not recommending that stock. I'm just saying it's the best performer. The median gain has been like 70% this year of a big cap oil and gas stock.
Yeah, and I think you don't even really have to, within the energy sector, it's been such a broad run-up that obviously Occidental being very good, but you could simply buy an energy ETF. Still at this point, I think while it's a bit extended today, there's really no stopping this trend, and this could certainly continue to be well for another month.